Today on the channel, we punch our way into another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy line, this time from our friends over at McFarlane Toys with the Page Punchers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Leonardo and Donatello.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another McFarlane Toys Page Punchers unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got something entirely different. For the first time, we're diving into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line. But for all your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Page Puncher needs, make sure you're up jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. Got to get a deal out there. And in a plot twist, I picked these up at 20% off from Jay as part of their anniversary sale. I said I was going to dive into these. At first, I was all out. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to check them out and I'm going to get them at a discount, which I did, 20%. And I said, hey, Shredder, Foot Soldier, not going to pick those up, just the classic Turtles. So Series 1, Shredder, Foot Soldier out there, and Leonardo, Donatello. The next wave, assuming, you know what happens when you assume though, Raphael, Michelangelo, I'll pick those two up. Just want the Turtles here. Unless they blow me away, unless something happens, I don't know. But as of right now, I'm getting just the 4 Turtles. And my plan is to display them with my McFarlane figures. As we know, we've had Batman tie-ins with the Ninja Turtles in the past. So I figured maybe I'll just throw them with some of the DC characters. Call it good like that. We'll see what happens. But one thing we know is going to happen for sure is how we're going to do this review. We're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And I guess we'll start off with old Donatello. That's where we're starting in the Page Puncher variety. Similar but different. Usually we're used to the whole shell over the Page Puncher figures. This one a little bit more traditional carding with the plastic in the front. McFarlane Toys up there at the top. Page Punchers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, ID, Page Punchers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book with this one, so we can find out a little bit of the story if we need to. Donatello with quite the loadout in the package, and some terrible artwork on the back. I do not like this artwork at all. It creeps me out for whatever reason. I don't know. There is an artistic style this is probably based on. I'm not sure exactly what that style is called. There's something creepy about it to me. I don't know why. It's a weird. You like what you like, you know what you don't, but this creeps me out. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing, but here we are, 8 and up on here. You 7-year-olds, you can't handle these Ninja Turtles. Better head over to Playmates is what you should do. But I'm going to try to get this out of the package without destroying everything. Easier said than done sometimes, as we know as well. Uh-oh. Let's see. Can I? Okay, go around the bottom here. It's always fun unboxing new toy lines, trying to get down to how it actually works and the best way to go about it, all that kind of fun stuff. Oh, we're losing sheets of paper. Donatello, goodbye. There's the packaging. Shuffle. See you later. Goodbye. Now we do get the comic book, a very thick comic book as well. Nice heavy stock on here. Can't say I've read any of this Turtles. Definitely a different look to the Turtles than what I'm used to here. I believe, what was that toy line? BST, Best Action. They make IDW Turtles as well. So IDW Turtles is a thing. It's a thing. And now McFarlane's jumping into those. You do get that comic book. So I'll thumb through that a little bit, try to get a little bit more of the story. Maybe it'll resonate a little bit more with me. We'll see what happens. Plastic Prison right there. You know you got to have twist ties with McFarlane Toys. Just a little figure, though. As we're aware, the turtles shouldn't be gigantic. They're little turtles in a lot of ways. Oh, my gosh. I thought I got through the twist tie. I didn't. There was a double. It's a double twist tie. You always got to watch out for the double twist ties. They'll get you. They will get you. And then we got the loadout here. And we're locked in. It looks like, yep, it's the Cambodian tape. Tastes just like it. I know that taste anywhere. Tastes like bones. See you later. See you later. Goodbye. Twist tie, get off my desk. Let's get down to business here. Let's start with the extra hands and feet. How about that? Hands and feet. We're here for that. All right, getting down to business. So we get 2 extra feet here. I'm not exactly sure why. I guess the feet are curled up. The toes are curled up. So if you're doing a karate kick or something, I guess you have that option. Not that big a deal to me. I'll probably keep it with the flat feet. Makes a little bit more sense, but you do have the option. It's always nice to have options, I guess. We get 2 extra feet. You get hands. You get 2 fists of fury out of the package, ready for the punches and bunches. I'm here for that. However, you need a gripping hand. You got to be able to grip that bow staff, and we got that going on. And then we get a hi-ya hand, the dreaded hi-ya hand. You got to watch out for that. You'll break some bricks, do all kinds of stuff. And I know when I break bricks, I always like to go the extra level, like a young Jonathan Brandis in, of course, Sidekicks, one of the greatest movies of all time, right? Chuck Norris, oh, we know all about it. But I always say to my sensei, I always bow first, and I always tell the sensei, all right, I'm gonna break 10 bricks. That's what I'm gonna do. 10 bricks through the middle. But this isn't for kids. Let's play it up a little bit more. How about you put some lighter fluid? Let's light these bricks on fire and let's get this show on the road. That's what I tell everybody. And then I sit there and I do one of these, take some deep breaths, and then I just go right over the top and bam, through all those bricks. It's just a scene. We should do it on YouTube one of these days. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. We'll see what happens in the future. But we know we got the bow staff here. This bow staff looking extra good. You got the little wrappings in the middle to help your hands feel better. You don't want splinters, no pun intended, but we do got the bow staff here, Donatello Classic. And then Donatello always working on things. Got a little, this is what you light the bricks on fire with, is what this is. A little lighter there, a little torch, always here for a torch. And then you got a wrench here. So he's working on the turtle wagon. Who knows what he's up to? The party wagon. He's ready to go. But we do got those accessories. And then I'm guessing backpack. Yep, I think this fits right back there. Yep, does fit in his back here. So you can store the bow staff on there. You want to have that. That makes a lot of sense. Always like to be able to store as much as we can with these turtles. So we do have that option there. But now, diving into Donatello. And I got to say, you see this, you know it's Ninja Turtles. You know who this is. You know it's Donatello. It's purple. You know what's going on. It's not exactly what I think of with my turtles. A little bit more human elements to these turtles instead of the over-the-top cartoony aspect. It almost looks like a turtle that turned into a human hybrid creature. So a little bit more realistic in the looks on these, and a little bit grittier as well with the dark wash throughout. Obviously, you got the green turtle skin tone, but it's a light with the dark wash over the top. Makes him look a little bit more grungy, and let's be honest, the turtle's going to be grungy. He lives down in the sewers. He's eating pizza. That's the definition of grungy. If you had hair, it would probably be greasy. We know how it goes. But it does look like Donatello with the bandana. You got the white eyes, got a little smirk in the mouth, got the bandana hanging around the top as well. You do got the underbelly here with kind of the yellow coloring, and then you got the traditional turtle shell and the brown there. A lot of wrappings throughout, elbows, knees, wrists, and hands and feet. You're all wrapped up on that. You got some pockets on the front to store some things. Maybe this is where you put your red crushed pepper flakes in there, some Parmesan cheese, maybe some oregano. Who knows what he's storing in there. Arms do go all the way around for us. You got a little bit of butterfly there. No bicep cut on these. Oh, very tight elbow, single jointed elbow. You do get the side to side, hands back and forth, side to side, hands removable as we can see right there. So that's easy to take on and off. Leg goes up. You can do those side kicks, big high side kicks. Once again, like a young Jonathan Brandis. Somebody get him his inhaler. Oh, have you seen side kicks? You got to watch it if you haven't seen that lately. Just absolutely terrible. Feet come off very easily as well. Just pull and play out of there so you can switch back and forth if that is your thing. Not a bad Donatello, but I could see somebody see this figure and say, this looks like a dollar store figure, a Dollar General turtle or something. I don't know if it's quite that, but by itself, you're like, look at it, you're like, well, this looks like something like it would just, you know, have like a rubber band and like a UPC tag hanging on it. It's just sitting in a pile at the dollar store. You can kind of see that, but when you put the whole thing together, you put the comic book, you put the accessories, the carding and all that, makes it look a little bit more official. But I can see some people saying, I don't want to pay $22, $23, $25 for this figure. It's a smaller figure, all that kind of stuff. I understand that too. I'm kind of that same way where I said I wanted to get them, but I'm only getting them at a discount. I had to save 20% to get these. No hole in the feet, no stand, no nothing going on here. So no stand's going to work with this guy here. It is Donatello. But we got to open up Leonardo, the true leader of the turtles. Now, Michelangelo is my favorite turtle, but I do understand Donatello and or Leonardo is the true leader. Donatello's probably second in charge, though. Some could argue first, maybe. But we do get that. Looks like a different comic book here with Leonardo. I'm here for that as well. Same packaging design. A little bit better artwork, a little bit more inspired artwork. I don't know what you would call it. It's the same kind of artwork, but just looks a lot better this way. It looks a lot better. Leo squaring off with some foot soldiers, looking extra dangerous, of course. So let's get it out of the package, and we got a rookie unboxing right here. That's not the way to go. That's not the way to go to town. You got to start at the bottom corners, I guess, is what we got to do. Should have known. Always start at the bottom, right? Always through the back door. Always there. It could be messy, but you got to go. You got to go through the back door. That's what you got to do. Paper. See you later. Goodbye. And get this comic book out. There we go. We got Leo right on the front cover. I love how heavy this comic book is, too. It's a big comic. So we do get a little bit of a Leo story here. So I do appreciate that it is a different story. It is a different comic book. Sometimes we get these things and it's the same thing over and over. Looking at the Page Puncher McFarlane DC, this is a little bit different. So I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Leonardo in there. Shuffle. See you later. Goodbye. Plastic Prison. Looking interesting here. And we do got a twist tie right around the stomach once again. So we're going to get through that. And we'll do some comparisons in the glamour shots for these guys. I guess we'll compare it to some other different size turtles, maybe Super 7 turtles and some of the NECA turtles. We'll do a little comparison there to see where they kind of play with. Here, see you later, goodbye once again. Let's get down to business. Now we do get the extra hands. So we get 2 gripping hands out of the package this time, but you do get the 2 Fists of Fury off to the side, so got to have those. And then we do get the same kind of feet going here. Different skin tone on this Leo. We've seen the turtles have different skin tone in the past. We get that here with even lighter shade on Leo. Then we do get the wrappings, and we do get the extra feet for him. Look at this. We get an extra head as well. Did I forget the extra head last time? I guess I did. We got the smiling head for Donnie, so I missed that along the way. But we do get 2 heads with this one here. You get the very stoic face, and you get the very angry face for Leonardo. He's ready to throw down. He's ready to fight. I like that the turtles get 2 heads. At least you get some options there for them. So 2 heads are better than 1. I think I actually like the Grit and Barrett teeth a little bit better. Not a bad piece of business on the head sculpt department. Now you do get the katana blades. You do get 2 of them. Makes a lot of sense. And then once again, you get the backpack holster. Does hold the blades if you want to put them in his back. So you can choose your own adventure for old Leonardo. But now we're down to Leo here. Don't need to walk through the articulation. It's identical to Donatello. And this whole thing is, got to get the most out of your molds, as you can imagine. We do get a different vest over the top here. So there is some differences on that. The heads are obviously different, but a lot of similarities between these. The legs, the wrappings, looks to be pretty much the same. I don't know, maybe not. I guess the shells are different. So on surface, like a lot of turtle lines, they look to be identical, but there is some changes. There is some differences here, but keeping the core elements of the turtles that we know and love, you could say as well. But the gripping hand's looking good here. Probably going to use those for him so he can have his katana blades. Got a little lighter color scheme on Leo here, but I think I like the looks and the color of Leo better than Donatello is what I'll say. Now, you do got the hole in the back. That is where the backpack goes into. Talked about that as well. It's nice to have that there. He does stand just fine. We got the removable hands, got the removable feet as well. So it is a Ninja Turtle. It is Leonardo. I am expecting Michelangelo, Raphael to be very similar to these two. It makes all the sense. And I got to at least get those 2. But I'm not sure if I'm going to get anybody else. I just don't know it. I'm not familiar enough. This isn't really my turtles, but it's a cool representation. I'll definitely get the other 2. Part of me is like, well, you should get Shredder, you should get Splinter, but then it's a rabbit hole, and I got enough Shredders, I got enough Splinters, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Deals, they can sometimes affect you. You get that Shredder for $10, you're like, all right, I'm in on Shredder. And then before you know it, you got Bebop and Rocksteady coming. You got all kinds of stuff going. I did grab a DC Batman figure. The first Batman I saw on my shelf, I grabbed, so we could do a little height comparison, size comparison with a little DC McFarlane. I don't know, that seems about right to me, I would say. 7-inch scale. The turtle's always going to be a little bit smaller, kind of looking like little children next to Batman here. But that is still going to be my plan. Just put these 4 turtles somewhere in my DC McFarlane shelf and go from there. But actually, pretty much what I expected. I'm not going to say these are worse than I expected or better. I pretty much knew what I was getting myself into with these figures, and they pretty much lived up to what I thought they would be. So that's pretty good, I would say. It's not disappointing, but it's not over the moon where I'm like, I got to get every single one of these figures from this line. There's enough turtle stuff to keep me busy, but cool for what they are, fairly easy to get. And hey, if you're in love with this era of the turtles, you're going to want to get this. I totally understand that as well. But an interesting start. We'll see what happens with Series 2. I'm sure it's been announced. I probably just can't remember. But I have to imagine those will be out sometime early 2026. So we'll probably unbox Michelangelo and Raphael when that time does come. But what's your thoughts on these turtles? You picked these ones up. Did you need these ones in your collection? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell as we got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you on Patreon. Patreon, the best way to support this YouTube channel and all the content it does bring. You can also check out, of course, YouTube channel memberships if that's more your speed. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. And don't forget my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, each and every Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. So for a little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles McFarlane edition, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
I'm solid gold.